In our ramblings along this old forgotten railway then, which comes out from Lansdowne in Cheltenham and Doversford splits out there, we've been following this route of late, and now we've got to Kingham, where the main line from Worcester to Oxford was situated, which was a destination of sorts, although the line did go on up to Banbury. This is Kingham station today. This was it in the Edwardian period, about 1910. Beautiful photograph. But we're not interested in the stations because we've covered that in part 1. What we are interested in is the bypass loop. And if you look above the canopy of the walkway, you can see a bridge and some very high embankments. That's where we're headed. This gives you the layout. Here you've got the station. That's the road there where we've taken our initial photographs from. And then you've got, this is the main line, Oxford, Worcester, Evesham. And then that one branches off to Banbury. This one goes to Cheltenham, that's the one we've been following. And there is the bypass loop, straight over the main line at that point. Just in Bledington now. And we're going to try and find the old railway embankment that led to the crossover. The embankment is right ahead of us on what looks like the skyline, and it moves left to right. Very distinctive row of railway posts there, look. And here it is, still in use. These days as a farm track, a little less romantic, but still being used. This would have been an accommodation crossing, get the farmer from one side to the other. It's got a few railway engineering bits on it, look. These things normally still work. Yeah, look at that. 60 years old. Even the gate looks possible as an original, doesn't it? Got some pretty sturdy ironwork on it. In the hedge on the opposite side is a piece of old broad gauge rail being used as a straining post. Goodness knows what the rails were like when that was serving its time. Has a proper rail. See if we can get a little ways along the track. Line of concrete posts. Gosh, they splashed out on this. No old railway sleepers used here, look. Mind you, they'd probably been in better condition. Oh, this has been hauled out of the ground, look, for some reason. Another straining post. You can see how they put cross pieces in, look, under soil level. Another one there. Remains of the old boats for the straining, look, straining wire. Wow. Collection of old posts which have been taken out, stood against the tree. I reckon that's when they cleared the line, because it's actually the tree is growing round the posts. Yeah, I reckon they stood those up there when they cleared the line, before the farmer probably said, oh, you leave the rest. Another accommodation crossing. On we go. Haven't reached a full stop yet. We're back to split sleeper fence posts here. That's hard to say. Saving a few bob. Wouldn't mind betting there's something railway amongst that lot. Farmers aren't daft, are they, when they use these old rail lines as their farm tracks? Very well made. Is that still ballast? I think it might be. Well worn. Definitely old ballast there. Good for drainage then. We're starting to rise above the surrounding countryside here, heading for our crossover. This spot here marks the divide then. So if you're going to Kingham station, you stay on the level, carry on along here. If you're going to Banbury and don't want to go to Kingham, you switch over and go to the left, where the embankment gets serious. Can you make out the rising ground there, look, to the left, under the tree? We'll pick that route. We're right here, out in the middle of the country, just where the lines divide. So the left-hand line, as we're looking at it there, goes to Kingham, whereas the right-hand line now branches out, starts to climb to cross the main line. There's a bit more ballast in the path, and that's where the ground drops away because we've now started to climb. I'm not too sure how far we can make it along here. We're going to find out. Already quite a way above the original track, and we've only come 50 yards. Nice old rail culvert. That's worth a look at this engineering. Look across this brook. Culvert, I suppose you'd call it. And you've got the tunnel here under the main line, and then double tunnel there under the embankment. That's a thing of beauty. Climbing well. Out the aeroplane. Looking down on the old sleeper rail posts. Starting to get reinforced now. They don't last forever. Well, that's a pity. I was hoping to get to the end, to where it crosses the main line. When it would have been grubbed out. But shorts on today, folks, sorry. Makes that impenetrable, well, as far as I'm concerned. We'll cross down onto the lower track. See if we can find much out there. Another nice culvert. It doesn't look like it's seen any water for a while. Wonder if it's something else. Embankment now to our left. You can see the spine of this culvert, look. The land around it must have fallen away and dropped. And the old brick arch is holding up. As is that one underneath the embankment. That's substantial brickwork, isn't it? Yet another culvert. You can see why they had to raise both track beds up a bit, can't you here? Obviously it's very low lying and prone to floods. We're in the middle of nowhere. When it's working, no one's going to be coming along here. Yeah, look at the beauty of that coping stone. That's something else. I recognise that building. We could see that from the station. And if we pan slightly to the right, there's the footbridge. And there are the lights in the car park. We've got nearer than I thought we would. The track now, as you can see, curves to the right. That's because this is heading into Kingham station, whereas the embankment on our left has now gone straight on, diverged from this track. There's a reward for effort. The buttress is still in place. So that's where the rails would have gone straight across this line, heading straight for Banbury non-stop, rather than calling to Kingham station. And then we're on the slight embankment still. Get us level with the station, keep our feet dry. Meanwhile, I see a track over there, which regrettably leaves us facing that. Oh, bad joke. This is about as near as we can get. You can just make out the buttress on this side, and then again over on that side. That's probably the best view. Brilliant. Real good. Well, I think we've got about all we're going to get out of Kingham then. It's quite good really. This was the one of the aiming points for our railway all the way from Cheltenham. Once it got to Kingham it could join up with the Oxford-Worcester line. It did actually go on over this crossing that we've just seen and go up to Banbury. But I think that was the first part that actually closed when it was all shut down. So now I'm going to trudge back home. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you know what to do. Subscribe, like or share. See you on the next one.